Alright folks, welcome to a Dono Deck Thursday special, and we're going back to Elementals. The deck has been doing really well. It won the showcase this past weekend, and I think that it won some other events. I can't really remember, but like the deck is very good. We're gonna be trying out a version with full 5 colors, playing the One of Fun of Lightning Skelemental. Of course, this version is playing just mono creatures, basically, so no Teferis or anything like that, no Ren and 6s either. The idea is to just maximize on your elemental synergies. You have Flamekin Harbinger to tutor for all of your creatures. Then you have a Recent Reef, which you can get back with your Thunderkin Awakener, so this is pretty nice. Then you can, you have some combos going on with Lightning Skelemental plus Thunderkin Awakener, or like Vesper Lark plus this thing. So this version of the deck is a lot more recursive, and it has some extra tricks with your creatures. We also have the One of Endurance, One of Vesper Lark, and One of Omnath. Again, all of these are just tutor targets for your Flamekin Harbinger. We're also playing, of course, Ephemerate, and we're playing, some of the most busted cards in the format right now is Solitude and Fury, alongside Omnath, Locus of Creation. Prismatic Ending as some removal, particularly for cards like Hushbringer and like Tokatli Honor Guard, Torpor Orb, etc. And then the mana base, full 4 Cavernous Souls, Fiery Islet, couple of Triumphs. Not sure how I feel about the mana base, but hopefully we're going to see whether it works out. Side will include Alpine Moon against Tron. Also, there's a 3rd copy of Alpine Moon, but I'm already doing this, so don't worry about it. It's gonna show up whenever we actually play the matches. Endurances, Force, Foundation Breaker. These are some other extra copies of the cards that are very powerful right now. Particularly Endurance, I think it's very impressive. And Foundation Breaker, again, is a tutor target for Flamekin. Forces against the cards like I was talking about. Blood Moon, Torpor Orb, etc. Kahira as a creature that you can find and you can pitch to Solitude and Endurance, and sometimes it just beats down, particularly with Fury. It's pretty sweet. And Chalices and Engineered Explosives as some extra interaction and against the Cascade decks. That's going to be it for the deck tech. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you for round number 1. Alright, welcome to round number 1. Okay, let's get this hand, see what's up. Inquisition, take my Recent Reef, take my Recent Reef, take my Recent Reef, take your Recent Reef. This is perfect mana, right? In Data Triumph, and then we just play Steam Vents and we have all of our colors. So that probably means they have another discard spell or a removal spell for the Awakener. I might play around Fatal Push. Probably not. They have it. Damn it. Off-topic question. European Ragavan could be banned in Modern. I don't think it's repressive right now. I don't know. Like, yes, everything could be banned in Modern. Literally anything could be banned in Modern, so I don't know. I think I want to go get another Awakener, or I can just get a Recent Reef. I think I want to kill this Clue, because my opponent missed the land drop. I just get Recent Reef. Don't really care about the 1/1 body. About the 0/3 body, sorry. I'm gonna say no. Put that into play. That's the turn. If they tap out, then I'm gonna be looking very good, I think. Bolt my dude. I'd rather not. I'd rather you not do that. You know what I'm saying? Would much rather you don't do that. I think I'm just gonna get Awakener here. So, Rebound, Ephemerate, Flamekin. Thunderkin, Awakener. Draw card. All creatures. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Opponent takes 1. The only problem here is if my opponent is playing the Angel, we just lose, right? So now we're gonna get to Omnath here, which is nice. So I think my opponent may be playing the Spider version actually here. Fetch land. If I play Flamekin, and then I can pitch Fury to Fury. I think what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna draw 2 cards, put that into play, put that in my hand, and now we're gonna do some things. Now we're gonna do some stuff and some things with this second Recent Reef in play. So this triggers, makes mana. Play another Recent Reef. Flamekin, Islet, that's damage. Another Recent Reef. Now we can Flamekin Harbinger, tutor for Solitude is nice. Put that into play, whatever. And tutor for Endurance. And we're gonna draw Endurance. It's fine. And now we have everything covered. Both of these have 1 damage. Okay, I guess I may as well do this. Kills both of their dudes. Think of the follow weapon slider. And Ephemerate, lol. Opponent has had enough. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, opponent. Okay, so I think we want endurances, and we don't really want anything else. We're cold, though. If my opponent has We are cold to the angel. We cannot beat the angel. The other version of this deck has access to the Fairy Time Raveler, so that's a way that we can actually get around it. But like right now, as is, like we're just cold to their angel. Torpor Orb is in the card. I think that Torpor Orb needs to be played more. Like this deck is way too good if there are no Torpor Orbs involved. So an argument for engineered explosives there. I don't think so. I've been playing Hushbringer in my Naya Lands deck, and it's been great. Okay. People are already picking up Spider's Grixis. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it this week in Bubble. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Just gonna get stomping around and just put another endurance on top of the deck. The fact that we drew the recent riff is kind of nice, actually. It sucks to just like show the Harbinger, you know, faced up what we're gonna draw, but it is what it is. So they attempt to record them. I'm more supported Die Down Discord, lots of folk, enjoy it. Nice. That's awesome, advice. Yeah, it's been fun. I've been having a really good time recording the podcast and hanging out with the guys. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but I don't really think that there's any way around that, unfortunately. Kind of is what it is. As much as being a professional, no, it's not as much work. No. Oh, there's no breeding pool in this list. That's a problem. Well, I guess we're getting that one then. I just assumed there was gonna be a breeding pool in the deck list. Okay. So if they go for creativity, we have the solitude. If they go for reanimate, we have the endurance. So we actually have both angles of attack covered, which is nice. Don't kill my recent reef opponent, come on. Again, the angel is unbeatable for us, so we have to stop them from getting there. Please, can I untap my recent reef? Can I untap, please? Please. They take second reef instead of endurance. Huh. That is quite interesting. They also have to push. They do. Okay. Yeah, that's obviously terrible for us. That is obviously terrible. I mean, yep. Just gotta do this, I guess. It's not great, but I don't really see anything better that we can do. We are holding up Solitude, which is not nothing. It is a form of interaction. Oh, oh yeah, they're just gonna... Ugh. That sucks. So I guess they're just gonna creativity for x equals 2 now. Yep. Yep. Alright, so I'll just have to hope that they whiff, basically. That's my only out here. And them whiffing means that they get an Archon, right? So, yeah. We're still pretty fucked. I guess we're actually just dead. Yeah, we're actually just dead. I don't think I'm supposed to play explosives. I don't think that's what this is about. Should we just keep this? Yeah. This is better. Yeah, this is a lot better. I'm gonna send a Sunbaked Canyon. I guess Fury is not spectacular. Inquisition is so brutal. Suggested replacing Iteration for the Super Profane Tutor plus Bone Shards in the Grixis list. Iteration is just way too good. Like, I understand the idea, but Iteration is just a messed up card. It's really, really messed up. Okay, the other Triome. Play this, name Elemental. Blue, green. Put that into play. Okay, not getting bolted is good. Not getting bolted is good. Could use a Flamekin Harbinger. Flamekin would allow me to just tutor whatever I want here. Gross. Okay, so I could just Fury. Yeah. I think that's the play. And if my opponent has the creativity, we are in pretty bad shape. But I guess we can still like Omnath into some good stuff. Maybe. Well, that's very good for me. They had no reason to do that. Alright, Solitude one time. Solitude one time. Solitude one time off the top. Green. Green, white, red, blue. If we find Solitude off the top here, I think we have a shot at winning this game. Theory. Dude, that's almost enough. Okay, so I guess that I can play a fetch land. I can play a fetch land, play Fury, or I can play a fetch land, cycle Sanbei Canyon, hope to find Solitude, then put Kahira in hand, pitch the Kahira to the Solitude. Yeah, I'm thinking that we may have to use something to sacrifice to the Solitude. Well, it needs to be Fury, right? Because the Kahira, otherwise the Fury just gets discarded to my opponent's attack. So it needs to be the Fury. Man, if this had been a Solitude, I think we may have been able to get there, but yeah, this matchup does not seem good for us at all. Huh, interesting. Oh, yeah, okay, so we're dead. Just to enable Revolt. So I guess, I mean, it's that, right? It's just Solitude is the only card that matters here. Already played land for turn. Could still land into Solitude. Damn it. Just dead to the attack. Brutal. Yeah, a Reanimator deck is pretty cool. I think Spider may be onto something over there. See you next round. Welcome to round number 2. I think this is fine. So we go turn 1 Florahedron. Turn 2. We can Sacred Foundry Flamekin for Recent Reef and go from there. Kitria Triumph. That's probably bad news for us. That probably means Lightning Bolt. We don't like Lightning Bolt. BRB, a deer is giving me the evil eye. Jeez. It's tough out there. I don't know about these Firely Islets, man. They're kind of... Eesh. I feel like I'm taking a slightly uncomfortable amount of damage here. There's no untapped blue source that I can get with Winds of Heath. Yeah, this mana base is not good, Stubbs. You're gonna have to fix it. it already happened twice. I played one match and one game, and it already happened twice that I really needed to find breeding pool, and I can't. So you're gonna need to watch into the whole. You can't get. Yeah, it's rough. So now we just stumble ourselves. Brutal. Yep, just stumble ourselves. Oh, that's pretty devastating, actually. That is quite devastating. I wasn't gonna cast the recent rift here. Like I was actually going to just put Kahira in my hand, but still, I effectively just time walked myself because I don't want to just play the recent reef and then just get. I'd like to be holding up Ephemerate when I play the recent reef. So my opponent is gonna Murktide, just slam a Murktide like this. When they know that I have a recent reef in hand. Ballsy move. Just gonna Solitude here. Even if my opponent taps and they bolt the recent reef again, then we can just Solitude. With the Ephemerate, we can just blink the Flame King and draw the Solitude. Just gonna yield here. We're taking too much damage from this Sunbake Canyon. These Canopy lands are not looking good. Please brace and borrower, my dude. Yes. Awesome. So this means that they're tapped out for their turn. They're gonna attack me for 5, which is fine. And then I'm just going to... I guess I have 2 options here. I can... Recent Reef plus Solitude. Or I can just hard cast the Solitude. If I recent Reef, I can Reef, I can find a lane that doesn't damage me. And then I can pitch Prismatic Ending, pitching the Solitude. And then I draw a card, but I lose both. I think I'm just gonna hard cast. We're just gonna die to these things. Straight up dead to these things. They also have a lightning bolt over here. The good thing about playing the Solitude there is that my opponent doesn't know that I haven't. All right. I'm just playing like 4-color Omnath Murktide mid-range nonsense. Dude, there has to be a limit. When is it too much? When is it too much, I ask you? That's a land, which we can put in hand in order to fetch for a basic forest, and then take. Oh, dude, I'm just gonna die. Like I'm literally gonna die to these dudes, to these lands. Like these lands are just gonna kill me. I guess I get to gain 3. Okay, sure. These lands are not looking very good. Super rewarded for having hardcast the Solitude last turn. They have Verdict? Their Murktide deck has Verdict. Snapcaster Verdict incoming right here. Snapcaster Verdict incoming here. In the Omnath Murktide region deck. Wow, multiple Supreme Verdicts. I mean, we gotta kill that dude, right? So, Flamekin Harbinger. Solitude again. Green, blue, red, white, Omnath. Draw Solitude. Solitude pitch. Just gonna fetch here. I imagine there's no Snapcasters because they exiled both verdicts. So I have to assume that there are no Snapcasters. Drop in episode 50 like 20 minutes early. Wow, House. Killing it. Killing it. Archmage's Charm. Too excited to keep these gamers waiting. Like a whole 20 minutes before schedule. Whew. You're spoiling us, House. You're spoiling us. Now that fucks. Now that's very good. Okay, so play this, get Reef, cycle, play Reef, Ephemerate. Okay. So let's start here. Then play this. Recent Reef. Cycle. Blue, whatever. No lands, so unlucky. There's no way they have a third verdict, right? What kind of monster would have 4 Supreme Verdicts in their Omnath Murktide deck? How telling is that, right? How telling is the fact that my opponent's playing a control like slash mid-range deck or whatever, they have multiple Supreme Verdicts in their deck, and they're still using that instead of, they're still using Omnath and Murktide instead of using cards like Jace the Mouse Sculptor and Teferi, like Big Teferi. Like, what does that tell you about how fucked up these cards are as opposed to what used to be fucked up cards like Jace and Teferi? It's pretty wild, right? Archmage's Charm? Cryptic Command? Cryptic Command? Wow. Cryptic Command. Can you believe it? That actually works out great for us, right? So now we do this. Black, white, and like blue. Kill that. Play Awakener. Swing with everything. Get back a Reef for the turn. Get some triggers. Play this land. Say go. Yeah, an okay turn. It's kind of grind. This is kind of a grind. My opponent just refuses to lose. We still have this Kahira chilling here. Okay, they figure out, okay, this guy needs to go. I'm like, yeah, that's that needed to go a while ago, but sure. Another Murktide? Holy shit. I guess I shouldn't have done that because I could draw Omnath. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I guess if my opponent kills the Kahira, this is bad. But they let me attack, so I have to assume that they can't kill the Kahira. Is that even how that works? Wait, they mill me? Why would they mill me? It's funny how the interaction that we literally talked about like a couple of when I was doing the deck, or I guess maybe it's later, but so what's going on here is I'm gonna name elemental because the Kahira buffs the Thunderkin, then we can actually get back Solitude because of the wording on the card. Gonna hold that one in hand in case we draw Omnath. Why is my opponent taking so long? That was pretty sick. So they're just gonna get Brazen Borrower here. I want to explain slowly. I'm playing really slow. Bold Kahira. That was their top deck, otherwise they would have had a lot better turn last turn. Thank you. Why? Why would you why would you thought scour me? Why are they thought scouring me? Lightning Bolt. I'm very confused. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to Vesper Lux something, I don't think. Path to Exile. That's pretty good. We're pretty ahead on clock too. Not bad, not bad. There's Sacred Foundry still in the deck. Brazen Borrower. I'm just not gonna fetch. That was game one. that was that was game one. Okay. It's kind of okay. It doesn't feel like it's okay. It doesn't feel like it's good enough. Endurance does feel like it's good enough. Do we have room for any more dono decks today? Probably not. Probably not, Pluto. There also aren't, so... Unless you wanted to make a dono. This is what we got. Cutting the Harbingers because they're not really card advantage. Sure, Pluto. We can have it. We can scale it for next week if you would want. I'll take a look. There you go. Why? Should I ask my opponent why? Like, are they trying to surgical me or something? Or are they trying to mail me? Yeah, Goldfish is fine. Tormod script. Yeah. Yeah, my opponent just... They're very lost over there. They are very, very lost over there. This is not worth a card for them. Because this is not worth a card for me, right? Like, this is just my 1-2 do. Alright, I'm not gonna try to... I'm not gonna try anymore. I'm not gonna try anymore. I'm not gonna try to understand what my opponent is trying to do over there. Ooh, we actually tried something like this in the past, Pluto. But this one works with Saga. Okay, and you're playing 22 lands? I would play a couple more probably, because you know you really need to hit your land drops. But can we find a green source here? Stomping Ground, I guess. Yeah. I only have one blue source now. I think I just play this Tapped and Seiko. Weaken Endurance at the end of my opponent's turn. They're obviously holding up Archmage's Charm. And that's gonna delay their... I really don't understand what's going on over there. I think I do this. With the trigger on the stack. This one is a little bit sketch. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure that that was the correct play. But like if they miss a land drop, we get to Skelemental now. Or if they play a tap land, we get to Skelemental. Yep. So now we do this. Get a couple of lands. All right. Now they target themselves. I'm just so lost, man. Seems like my opponent is just making plays at random. It's not like they're playing Drown the Lock or anything like that, so... I don't know, like this should not be in their deck. I could understand the Relic. Relic is, you know, maybe a little bit more reasonable, but this should just not be in their deck. I think we hope to Luxuck here. White, red, green. If we find a fetch land, then we can also Fury. Worst case scenario, I just pitch Fury to Fury and just kill this thing, I guess. But yeah, sweet. You got it. Weird. Very weird. They can Wrath and we still have lethal next. I guess we don't. They have the Tormo script, so never mind. But we can use Sundarkin Awakener to actually force the issue on the crypt. I think my opponent made some questionable sideboard choices. Their deck is cool though. I like the idea of... I just really like the 4-color control decks. I think that they're quite strong. And combining that with Murktide Regents, like you can only do so poorly, right? So now Awaken is going to force my opponent to crack the Tormod script. And then my opponent goes down to 1. And then unless they find Omnath, we're good to go. I can put Gahira in my hand as well. My opponent's just gonna time out anyway. This is game 2. Even if I just F6 for the remaining of the match, they've been playing so slowly that I don't think they would be able to win. Like I kind of just don't need to do anything anymore. I can just F6 every turn. What just happened? Alright. Not that it would have mattered, right? I think that they wanted to cast Prismatic Ending on the Omnath and they misclicked or something, but like it would not have mattered. Like it was just over anyway. Alright, see you next round. Alright, welcome to round number 3. Jeez, this league has been slow. Playing against Lurrus. This hand looks like it doesn't do anything, so I like this hand though. Bottom that. Turn 1 Florahedron, say go. Thoughtseize. They take ending, huh? Hey, it's a good one for them to not know about. Well, I don't have Hallowed Fountain. So I need to get a blue source. So I'm just gonna play Summit Canyon here. I have to take the damage. It's too brutal that this cannot get an untapped blue source. It's so bad. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have just passed the turn. I should have played the fetch and just passed the turn. Because this could not find a blue source somehow. Man, this mana waste is just really bad. So you either need to add a breeding. I think you just need to cut the second Triumph and you need to add a breeding pool, or probably just the Fiery Islet. Just get rid of the Fiery Islet. Just play a Triumph. Yeah, that's devastating. I literally cannot play the card. I just tutored 4. That is so bad, man. That is so bad. Literally cannot play the card I just tutored for. It's the second time I time walk myself because I don't have access to a breeding pool or Hallowed Fountain or anything like that. Opponent plays Liliana. What do you get from your opponent? And is it gonna be today? They finally figure out that they have to kill my Flamekin. Inquisition would be so bad for us. Please, opponent, just do whatever you want. Just do it. So if we play this and we play Omnath instead of playing, so blue, red, white, green. This card sucks. This card just so bad. So bad. Yeah, this mana base needs some serious reworking. The good thing for me is my opponent is playing Assassin's Trophy in the deck, so that helps. It's kind of annoying, actually. So I'm gonna just pass the turn here. I'm just gonna Solitude their Dothy on end step. So since I have another Solitude already, I think I'm just going to kill the monkey here. So my opponent doesn't get a treasure and a card from my deck. And then the other Solitude is the one that's gonna kill the Voidwalker. This also pressures the Ren, which is nice. Awakener. That's really tempting. I don't think that I want to go that route though. Not with this Voidwalker still in play. This card is messed up, dude. This card is messed up. So they make me discard. Just gonna discard the Awakener. Going full. That one's actually a problem. Grixis is a potential issue. Fury. I was thinking of potentially attacking Ren opponent blocks and then we just double ping, but then this would die to this would survive state-based effects, I think, so. Okay. That one's good. That one's good. Can we dodge a Thoughtseize? Can we dodge the Thoughtseize one more turn? Obviously gonna pitch Fury here. And if they have K command, that's just brutal, but looks like I don't. So this gets rid of the Croxa. We get to attack the Ren. Neto cook the Youth follow. Also gain some life, which is nice. Another Ren. It's kind of not really that much of a problem. I'm actually surprised that they wouldn't just like minus the first Ren and then combine it with the other Ren to kill one of the Solitudes there. It's a little bit surprising. Feels like that would have been a much better play. It's also possible that their entire hand is just blanks and Lurrus. That sucks. There's an argument for keeping the Gahira in the command zone where it can't be targeted by a discard spell, but I don't know. It feels like it may be worth it. It kind of feels like we're just like one Ephemerate or one something like that away from straight up winning this game. Ephemerate or Flamekin. I think we have to dodge removal spell for maybe one more turn. Just gotta get Recent Reef. I'm gonna play around Coloan's command by holding onto this land. So the good thing about playing the Kahira is that now Call Against Command needs to shock the Kahira, meaning that it can't shock the Solitude. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my opponent has lethal on board. Brutal. Declining to search because there's a recent refund of my deck, so the land that I can fetch is not better than that. Five. Well, I mean, I have to block here. Because otherwise this is just lethal. Because it's 5, 6, 7, 8, and they just play Lurrus plus their rain and I lose. This is so bad. Maybe I should have actually just blocked with one of them. Because now opponent's gonna Lurrus plus Goyf. But now if I draw Ephemerate, it's just not a good draw. I guess it's still a pretty good draw, but it's not as good. Like otherwise I would have been able to exile one of these Goyfs. Yeah, punished for my misplay. At this point I can't keep up, and then my opponent just ran minuses and we're dead. So endurance is good here. And these are not. Probably explosives is good as well. Don't really like Skelemental. This is fine. So far, I don't think that I have a very high opinion of the Canopy lands. I'm keeping these mostly because I just don't think the mulliganing against this deck is very good for me. But I don't think this is a particularly great draw. Can you counter a bolt creature? Yes, yes you can. Just making sure that they get the least possible value from this Mishra's Bubbles. They could have gotten so much more value. Not only more information from my deck, but also more information about the top of their own deck. Lots of wasted value there. Should probably take the Omnath. Seal of Fire. Yeah, Seal of Fire is kind of something. Again, this stupid Fiery Islet. Imagine if this were a Teferi, right? Two mana, 1/2 haste. It's not very good. Spoiler, it's not very good. Okay. can't even cast that card because her mana is really bad. Can't even cast the card. They have way too many removal spells, right? There's no way that this works. I need them to tap a little bit lower. They showed me Assassin's Trophy, they showed me Lightning Bolt, they showed me... I guess they didn't show me Push, but I'm assuming they have Push too. Although I guess Push doesn't kill the Fury. So the play there was to Fury, Pitch Fury, Ephemerate the Fury, but I don't think that really does anything for us. Yeah, opponent still holds up mana. Green source. I don't think that I should have pitched Endurance there. I was thinking about paying like this to hold up Endurance plus Ephemerate. This is quite poor. Quite bad for us. So bad, man. We've been so far behind all this match. I don't think I'm even supposed to play this. I think I'm just supposed to hold it so I can pitch it to a call against command in case my opponent K commands and gets back to Lurrus. Wow. That's a lot. They're always holding up 2 mana. I'm just cycling the Fire Outlet here. We're totally gonna find an Omnath and it's gonna be very sad, but oh man. Oh man. This is miserable. This is miserable. I mean, we have 1 turn to find exactly Solitude. It's the only thing that does anything here. We've been destroyed by our mana, which is something that didn't happen with the other lists that I played from this deck. Holy heat. Okay. And now we can't even raise this because we don't have Omnath, which is the only way that we would be able to raise this. So I guess our out is Omnath into fetch land. If we find Omnath into fetch, and an opponent doesn't have K command, Lightning Bolt, I lose to any of those. Yeah, Bolt. Okay. Yeah. The story of this game was just my mana base is just non-functional. See you next round. Alright, welcome to another round with elementals. No lander, so we ship it. 3 landers, so we keep it. It's not great, but probably gonna get. What do I get here? Young Wolf. That seems acceptable. So probably do Triumph here. Yeah, the Black Triumph. I don't think I'm doing the ephemeral thing here, so I'm just gonna chill. This is a blocker for the Young Wolf. Another Young Wolf. Well, that's very, very good. That is very, very good. Let's do that. Another Solitude. If they have evolution, maybe we have a tough time, but if they don't, I think we're gonna win now. Should win fairly easily. So Eldritch Evolution or bust. I guess that evolution doesn't even do it because they don't have a 2-drop. So this is just fine. It's gonna be, I assume. Yeah, they're just short of core, they're short of evolution. They can only get a 3-drop, so. Okay, there you go. So we'll let that go. Let that go. Now we're going to attack. Get back Reef. Attack Grist. Get back Recent Reef. Attack there. Let's see what we draw. Let's put that into play. We're gonna draw 2 more cards. So this bitching Solitude. Exile that. Put that into play. Ephemerate Solitude. Opponent has conceded from the game. Okay, yeah, they agree that that was a good turn. Okay, so we're playing against Yawg. Endurance is kind of okay, but not really. It's not that great. It's just fine, but explosives is mediocre. Skelemental seems pretty bad. Guess Omnath goes face, so it's fine. Just do that. Yeah, we'll keep this one. Probably gonna get the Jeskai Triumph here. Hapatra. It's kind of brutal to exile the Omnath here, but now the question is, do I ephemerate? I think I do, and I kill the young wolf when it comes back. This also time walks my opponent because they can't. Okay, they've had enough. Turn 2 kill. Let's go. See you next round. All right, last match. Last match. I think it's the first time this league where I lost to a Lurrus deck with elementals. Seems fine. I think I want to say no. And then next turn. Huh. Okay. I think I want to go get Risen Reef. To get the engine rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. I'll block you. No second land. Ho ho ho, baby. We have steam vents, right? Yeah, we got steam vents. Can we find a red card? Ephemerate. It's not the worst. Okay, let's pass the turn. No, this version has some prismatic endings. Get some surprise solitude action coming. Jeez. So we can, I mean, we'll probably have to do this, right? Sacred Foundry, put Kahira in hand, do this, and kill the active giver. Done it to play. What? That's the one they protect? Opponent gets to draw a card, but so do we. No blocks. And now next turn the Ephemerate's gonna come back, and then it's gonna blink our Solitude again. Yep. Okay, hammer. These are good. These are good. Don't really think that we want Chalice. Bisprolike is bad, Endurance is bad, Skelemental is bad. People skip so quickly to removal these days. I mean, my opponent was also like missing line drops and stuff, so I mean, the game was not over, but the game was over. Kind of don't want to cut green cards though when I'm bringing in 3 forces. I guess cutting red cards is also not great because we have Furies, but a Fury is the nuts. Just go like a 5-for-1. It was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty solid. Keep this. Why do I hate Skelemental? Because it's just bad. Like it's good against what am I trying to say here? Like it's good in matchups that are already good, if that makes sense. I guess like maybe if you were playing against the modern metagame right now is filled with decks that are completely filled with removal, or with decks that are they just have a bunch of creatures and that empty their hand quickly. So it just doesn't line up well against anything, in my opinion. Maybe it's just my opinion. I think we're gonna go turn 2 Flamekin. Turn 3 probably Explosives for 1 and crack. Yeah, the thing is that everybody has to draw engines nowadays. Every freaking deck has a way to like draw a bunch of cards. Triumph. I think I'm gonna go get I think I just go get Fury, right? My opponent's got a hammer, but I also have engineered explosives. So even if they have like, okay, sure, that's fine. Also fine. So now we just change plans, and now, wait, what? I mean, yes, I'm trading. Fuck yeah, I'm trading. So now we are a Recent Reef deck. Well, I think the Ren already is not that good, Kimpochi. Like I've been very happy with the latest list that I was playing, the Canister list. I think that list is very, very strong. And that list already is not playing Rens, which I do think it's correct to not play Rens. Is their last card another hammer? So let's say we block here, right? We block Memnite. We block Memnite. Take 11. They don't have what's his name anymore. And now I can explosives for 2 and crack. Right? EE for 2, kill all 3 of these. Take 1 from the giver, down to 1. Next turn we Omnath. And play this land game 4. So we lose to specifically Shadow Spear. I guess we don't. We can always just Solitude the giver if we wanted to, I guess. So it's still fine. And now we're going to be able to Omnath plus land plus Fury clear the board. Oh, opponent with no attacks. Oh no, we don't have land. Brutal. We don't have Omnath mana. I hadn't thought about this. I assumed that this could help me cast Omnath, but it doesn't. This is effectively a Temple Garden for us. Yikes. So I think we just main phase this Solitude now. We'll lose to Path to Exile. Cigar the Seed. That's fine. Still fine. I was planning on blocking anyway, so. Okay. Not bad. Red, blue. Last card in hand is Lurrus. Thunder King Awakener. I guess I didn't think about this, so I think that this actually, now I'm dead if my opponent sees the line. So I'm gonna have to try to find... Yeah, I punted this game. I had to Fury main phase. So now what I have to do is I have to Luxac a Solitude. Out of this Ephemerate. Solitude? No, Solitude, yeah. I shouldn't have lost that game. I think I played quite poorly actually. That's fine. I guess I could have also gotten Force. Force would have been sick too. We got so got by that by my mana once more. I feel like I'm getting completely owned by my mana base. Keep this, I think. And I'm gonna hold a Florahedron to pitch to the Force. This means I don't draw a card, but I have a chump blocker, I guess. This is not a chump blocker, it's like an actively good blocker. Again with the no landers opponent, huh? So I can just force these two. I think I can get more value from this force. Yeah, we're definitely getting more value from that force. I feel very confident in this game. Yep. Maybe I should have played Omnath there, but playing Omnath next turn. Pony has had enough. Their 20 land deck with Forwards Saga did not find the lands they needed. Yeah, so to wrap this list up, I think this list is a lot worse than the other one. I think that the Teferi adds a lot, and these dudes don't really. That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't think these cards are very good. The Florahedron is kind of nice though. I do kind of like the Florahedron, but it's medium. It's medium. These cards are just not worth it, so I think that it's a lot better to be playing the Teferi and stuff. Also, the mana base is bad. Like this mana base is very bad, I think. So we found multiple situations where we couldn't find a way to have an untapped blue mana off of all of these fetch lands. I guess these ones do. But 4 of these fetch lands don't find you untapped blue mana, and we time walked ourselves multiple times because of this. So I imagine that if I wanted to play something like this, I would just cut the Fiery Outlet. I think that this cycling lands just bad. I don't like them at all. But I will definitely add either a Breeding Pool or Hallowed Fountain. I'm erring towards Breeding Pool, but Hallowed Fountain could be also interesting. We're playing Double Sacred Foundry already, so I think that's fine. But we're fine on white sources. So having access to a fetchable green source, I think it's gonna be good. This means that we don't have as many red sources, but I think we're still fine with red sources. Most of our deck are red sources actually, so I don't think I'm way too concerned about that. We have 20 red sources. Yeah, that seems fine to me. But having access to untapped blue mana off of every single one of our fetch lands seems like a really, really big deal. So now Mesa can find the Steam Vents, and the Windswept Heaths can find Breeding Pool, which is cool and necessary. Multiple of the games that we played. What else? Maybe I'm not sure about having 2 Triumphs. They weren't really as awkward because our curve kind of sucks. So because our curve is so bad, the Triumphs are actually not so awkward because you can fetch them on the first couple of turns and then your mana functions a little bit better. But you know, like Triumphs are nice, but this deck is very much trying to play on curve. And whenever you miss a beat because you know you had an ETB tapped land or something like that, we were super punished in the league that we just played. So I'm not feeling that this list too much. Yeah, so I think that the other version is better. Let me see if I can find it. So this is the version that we played the other day, and this one felt a lot smoother and it felt just overall more powerful. It really feels like the fairy kind of fixes a bunch of holes that this deck has, particularly against Cascade decks and whatnot, and also just like the synergies of bouncing your own dudes and whatnot. Muldrifter was actually excellent in the league that we played the other day when we went Fabo. Muldrifter was super good. We were able to multiple times just like play these for 3 with a recent revision play, just like 3 mana, draw 3, ephemerate, draw 3 more. Like it was completely ridiculous. It allowed us to outgrind Lurrus decks like nothing. Like it was completely absurd. So big fan of Muldrifter, particularly with the amount of Lurrus decks that we're playing today. Like the fact that we lost against the Lurrus deck today, it really tells me that this deck is it's a lot worse. Because Lurrus decks have felt like a joke. Like every time I get paired against Elementals deck and my opponent reveals Lurrus, it's just like, okay, let's go to the next match. Because whatever they do, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Because like they cannot outgrind the stuff that we do. But they were able to outgrind this list. But if I had been playing a list like this, then whenever I find a Harbinger, I can go get Muldrifter, or I can, use the fairy to like bounce the Goyf, buy me a turn, find a removal spell. It also protects all my stuff from removal. Like my opponent was able to establish control of the game because they were able to play at instant speed. They were able to leverage their removal a lot better, and we were kind of on the back foot at all times in that matchup. Whereas the second that you have the fairy in place, just like you just get to do whatever the hell you want, and your opponent can't do anything about it. So you get to play your Recent Reef, you get to pass with white mana. Your opponent needs to play the removal spell main phase. You ephemerate your Recent Reef, you save it. It just makes things so awkward for them. So I think that Teferi actually does an insane amount of work for the deck. But yeah, I mean, I do think that you can play this version of the deck if you have like budget concerns or anything like that, it's a very real thing. So 100%, that could be a thing that may happen. And if that's the case, I think this deck is definitely playable, but I think it's significantly worse than the other one. I think this is straight up the best deck in the format. I think this is straight up the best deck in the format, and I think that this one is like tier 2 maybe. I know that it is the one that won the showcase challenge or whatever, but it does feel like a worse version of the other deck. Those are just my thoughts and just by feel. Like this deck felt a lot more awkward. This deck felt a lot more awkward than the other one. This one felt super smooth, while this one, like, I was trying to maneuver around things that sometimes work, sometimes they didn't. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. And there's probably still more work to be doing with the mana base, but I honestly don't have the will to do it right now. But yeah. Alright, that's gonna be it for this league. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next round, next league, next day. See you there. Bye bye.